So I had to be honest, I'm pleasantly surprised that we won that game. I don't know how, because last night our serve receive was very crisp and amazing and just solid, except for like a blurb with like 5 points, and sort of like role reversal. Our serve receive was horrible, except for a blurb with 5 points. So I don't know. I think it was great. The 8-1, when we were down 8-1 in set 2, and we just looked horrible out there. I called them the last time out, and I said, like, this is on you. And so like I mentioned yesterday, it's just neat that the players are responding. I think that's the problem we have with freshmen. It's tough for them to replicate, and that's all we said at practice today. And they did. They showed why it's just tough with young kids about replicating. But they really started coming through at the end, and I don't know, just I'm pleasantly surprised because Metro is deserving of that 3 seed, and that setter's the real deal, that middle's the real deal, or both middles actually. I just felt like we contained everything else, and then those middles, they did everything they could, but they had a few timely errors that sort of helped us get back in the game, and then we were able to take it from there. So that's a great team, and that's just amazing to be a team like that tonight.
Coach, last night, you said you relied a lot on your youth. Unfortunately, Crystal didn't have the night she had tonight, but you said you were able to win a match without your best. Tonight, you had your best, and how important is it that it stays kind of that way going forward?
Well, it was good because like Taylor Kress, who was really good at service, because we've lost a sub in the outside. We lost one of our best DS, and so one of our better passers, and so because we're smaller than these other teams, we have to pass solid. And so for Crystal to get that many attempts, we forced it sometimes because we kept saying that's where we thought we had an advantage. But our freshman setter forced it at the wrong times. But it was because she stepped up, and Cheyenne, who the junior that struggled yesterday, it sort of was a balancing act because Aaron and Taylor, I thought, just really at first. And they started doing some things. They ran a 6, what we call 6 of back 1 on their short slide with their middle. And she killed us the first set, and I asked the middles to make a small change. And it was neat that the middles adjusted to that. And then after that, I think they really didn't do much with that 6. So it was big that her and Cheyenne's really stepped up. And then towards the end, everybody sort of just started to come along.
Crystal, for you, I mean, last night wasn't the night you would probably think you would want to have, but tonight you were able to bounce back. What is it about just yourself that would really refocus and come out here and have the night you had tonight?
I mean, it was good that my team picked it up when I was down, but like I don't like looking at my team and being like, man, well, they got to do all the work. You know what I'm saying? So I just go to sleep at night. I'm like, Crystal, you got to do something better today. And I wake up in the morning, I'm ready.
Selena, for you, I mean, you literally do everything. You attack, assist, digs. I think at one point we were making the joke like doing like a triple-double watch because you were heading that way. For you, how important is it, or how much do you like being able to really have the freedom that coach gives you?
I like it. He does give me a lot of freedom, and I feel like it makes it easier to just flow with my team and see what's working at what time and just go from there. Not really have to stick to one certain thing, just have a plan, stick to that, but also be able to put in other things that we know are working.
And the communication between you and Gabby when you guys are both out there, how important is that? Because a couple of times tonight where some of the passes were offline, but you're able to make up for it because there's 2 of you out there. How important is that?
It's really important, especially when I'm front row and Gabby's back row. I feel like it gives her kind of a peace of mind to know that she can dig it and I can still put it in system as if nothing even was taken out. So, yeah.
Coach, again, you go up against another great outside hitter in Sturgis. Again, you guys are able to really contain her. I mean, she still hit 296, but 51 attempts last night, just 27 tonight. What were you able to do to kind of help minimize her touches?
Well, she had the 51 last night because
it did go 5 sets.
It did go 5. But that shows again how good that team is and how good she is. So I'm the chair of the All-American All-Region Committee for this region, and so this is my first time to see her live. And so her numbers are pretty gaudy. So we saw Haley Roberts in conference all year, and Sotelo. And so after the match last night, I asked one of the coaches in this conference in the RMAC, I said, how does that represent Metro in general, okay? And they said, normally they're way better than that, okay? And I was like, really? So we pulled up the stats last night, and she had an amazing match. I think she had 296 again off the 51 attempts. And so, quote-unquote bad night for her, and she's still doing that. So I just think that shows how great she is. And so you accept the fact that the more you do this, is like, you rarely are going to stop someone that's really good. You're just trying to slow them down or make sure that they're the only piece that can beat you. And so I don't look like, I thought she was what a good player does. If that's a rough day for her, I'd like to have that on my team. I mean, you know what I mean? So I think that what happened was they switched to their middles, and last night Carlton wasn't able to do that. And so that's why this was, Metro was very cerebral in adjusting. So I don't look at that as we necessarily stopped her. I think we stopped her at the right times. And I think that was big. But they tested us because we weren't able to put a double block on her because their setter was phenomenal at keeping our middles honest. So some of the times we stopped her, we had one block. So individual effort, great. So I just feel like that was more of a player stepping up, that solo block she had at the end, than more of a system, anything like that.
And then Crystal, for you, anytime you see across from you, you got two strong middles, you know it's going to be a tough night. Does that help you pick up your game a little bit more, knowing that you're going to have to either match or beat what they do?
I don't look much like towards their game. I'm like, regardless, I gotta do me. I gotta do good. You know, I gotta represent for my team. And if they're good, that just puts up a challenge for me, and I accept it.
Coach, I asked you last time, I'm going to ask you again. Are you guys the scariest 7 seed in the tournament?
I don't know. That wasn't scary when we were down 8-1. I'll tell you that. And I looked back and I saw this red, and I don't know. Like I said, this is good. So all we talked about today was just replicate and regenerate, and we got to get that. What did we do last night to get that mojo? And so I thought, to be honest, I thought we played so-so, but we just rose to the occasion at the right times. And honestly, that's what good teams do. So I don't know much after that. I'm just happy for the players. I really am. I'm happy for the players because we've struggled about adjusting and buying into some things as the year goes on. And so the girls have had to, every team has to accept like how we're going to have the season. And man, we won enough during the year, but we also lost enough. And so us getting in wasn't even a sure thing. And so this is neat because they're just choosing that they want more. So I think that's what I love about it. It's right now I'm happy for them more than anything because they're making a choice that they want to keep playing. So, and we all know that. If we've been around sports, we know that there's a lot of teams out there that do not want that as the year goes on.
Selena, talk about the mojo of this team going through, being Tarleton, such a great team, Metro, a great team. How are you feeling? How is this team feeling?
Well, we're feeling really good, and Coach has said this word mojo over and over, and I kind of talked to them before the game today and kind of letting ourselves realize that the mojo is us, and like there's not an outside force like compelling us on, it's us, and we made some changes in the last week, and I think that as long as we keep sticking to what we've been doing and playing as a unit, then the mojo is going to just keep being there.
Crystal, talk about that 8-1 in the second. Metro falls in the first set. They go up 8-1. All the momentum's on their side. He calls the second timeout. What's going through your mind, and how do you guys kind of rally back? So that was a big point in the game.
You know, I'm itching on the sideline, but I'm like, I mean, to be honest, we've been here before, so it's like, ugh, but it's like, we got to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm yelling at the girls on the sideline. Coach is like, you got to step back. But no, like, you know, we got to go. So I'm just trying to still cheer everybody on, keep everybody positive. And I know once I get in the game, I have to do something. So that's my mentality. Something has to be done.
Your blocks came up big today. It's trying to shut them down. I mean, how much does that motivate you guys? How much does that really kind of get you guys energetic when you get those blocks? You guys had a lot of those in that first set, really.
I mean, blocks energize us more than anything. More than a great kill, more than an ace. So we roll off of blocks.